is that you always get to a point of extreme discomfort where your imagination and your ability to execute have not lined up. Your imagination is way ahead of yourself, and you've got to catch up to the thoughts and the themes and the feelings and what you're actually trying to knit together. So it's always usually the third week of rehearsal. Everyone talks about it in my business, the dreaded third week of rehearsal, where everybody just feels terrible about themselves and their work. And so I got to feel bad, not about one part, but about two at the same time. And I hit a point where, and I was really scared, where all of a sudden, it wasn't that I was just having a hard time learning the material, where I would go up on a line. Because normally if you go up on a line, you can sort of feel it in the not so far distance. You know it's almost there, and you just have to connect the thought to the words. And usually you can do that. But I would go up and just have no idea where I was. It was a completely different type of unknowing, which was terrifying and frightening. And it's the lesson over and over that you have to learn. You have to sit in it, and you have to let time do its work. And that's where I think in this day and age, people don't realize the potency of time when you're trying to create something. That it's a necessary quality. It's a necessary ingredient for quality. And so I got through the insufferable week of wanting to throw myself off a bridge, and being just terrified. And then it all came together as it normally does. But every time you go through it, you're always surprised that you're back at that same point, and then you're always so dreadfully relieved when it's over.
It reminds me a little bit as a runner of when you hit the wall in a marathon, right? And the first time that happens to you, you kind of flip out. You're like, you're just, but
yeah.
But what you're telling me is experience lets you know that you just grind through that.
That's right.
The same thing as a runner. You grind through that, and you know, okay, I'm going to be all right on the other side of it.
The difference about, I think, in the arts, or at least in my field, is that you don't grind, you let go. You can't grind. If you grind, you're not leaving any room for anything to come in. If it's a constant grind, you're using your energy to force yourself through something, as opposed to opening yourself up and letting what you already know, the information you've already gathered, the things you've already created, sort of feed onto itself and then keep creating.